time to say goodbye to 0.57 patch for DayZ Standalone. Say goodbye to gearing up quickly on the coastal cities and shooting the living hell out of absolutely everything. I happened to enjoy it. I thought it was great fun, certainly a fun patch that I think it stayed for the longest of them all. But now, 0.58. I've managed to avoid all the videos from experimental. I've heard a couple of things that are going in there. I'm pretty excited to see them. But together, you and I will find out. So DayZ Standalone 0.58 patch? Well, let's see what you're all about. Let's do it. So, here it is. Now let me start off by saying this. The graphics, even though they are, for me, pretty much the same, for someone that doesn't have a high-end graphics card, the graphics are going to seem better. They don't look any different to me, but the frames are much nicer. They're smooth. The game's smoother for sure. And someone with a non-top-end graphics card will be able to see the difference in their graphics. They'll say, my God, that looks brilliant. But that's not the case. It's just that the frames are better. It's smoother than it was before, making it look better. But as I said, if you've got a high-end graphics card, she looks exactly the same. It just runs a little bit faster. Also, something they brought back which made me very happy, the zoom is back. When you hold down left mouse button to look in to zoom, it no longer looks like, you know, the smaller, it looks more like the older version where you could see literally into the future. And I was just getting used to the old one too, but it's back for some reason, I don't know. But moving right along, I figured this one out pretty quick. There's now a changed camera angle left to right. When you use your lean, you tap it once and it goes to the right, and you tap it the other way and it goes to the left. Then you can lean after that, or if you hold it down. I also noticed that you spawn no longer with a chem light and a rag. You spawn with one rag, a flare. And you also can't tear your shirt into a rag anymore, but you can do it with an axe or a knife or something like that. So, you know, the old days of taking off your t-shirt, ripping it up and putting it straight in your pocket is not going to work anymore. Which is, well, it's cool. It's much for muchness. And in this patch, we say goodbye to Guardhouse. Now, this was a great way to gear up in 0.57, but those guardhouses dotted along the coastline no longer spawn enough of an arsenal to occupy a small country. You'll get a jacket, maybe a nice hat, if that's what you're after. Also, speaking of loot explosions, you can no longer go to a high school and expect just an army of pants. There's very little in there now. I still maintain, though, that'd be a great building for a firefight. Just saying. Now, in terms of getting geared up quickly and whatnot on the coast, you can still do that. The game still affords you the chance to find everything you need. It only took me, as you see, I spawned just outside Cherno, and it only took me 10-15 minutes on a low pop server to find everything I need. I had a shotgun, plenty of food and drink. Backpack was a little bit harder to find, but I did get one eventually, just outside of town. Now, the smaller towns is where I had the most luck, with heaps and heaps of stuff, which is, I guess, how it should be. Okay, so this one really caught my eye. I noticed that police stations and police cars now spawn police artifacts. I think that's brilliant. MP5s, racks, the magazines for them, the uniforms, the handcuffs, the Makarovs, all the kind of stuff that they'd use. Well, that's what's in the police cars, the bulletproof vests as well, all that kind of gear. And I don't know if that gear spawns anywhere else but police stations, but I can honestly tell you I didn't see it anywhere else but the police stations and the police cars. Pulling it all in together and making it nice and tight. Very, very cool. There's also now a couple of buildings that you can enter that you couldn't do so before. The little power buildings that maybe just on the outside of towns with the little blue doors. You can now go inside them. I haven't found anything in them. Maybe they'll put something in them later on. Who knows? But also these barracks that are behind the fire station on the Northwest Airfield. these barracks are also in other locations that I didn't visit. I literally went from Cherno up to the northwest, and I'm showing you everything I saw in between. But the barracks, apparently they spawn military stuff. I didn't really see that much, but from what my friends have told me, it's it's pretty cool. Now, half decent stuff also spawns in the hangars now. It's no longer just shoes. There's guns in there, SKS, UMPs spawn in there, which is pretty cool. I didn't find one, but my friends did. Some ammunition, not heaps to the best of my knowledge, but that's it. And Tent City at the Northwest Airfield now holds some goodness for you. Not only an arrangement of clothes, but you can also get some firearms there now, which is really good. You still get an SKS. The tanks don't spawn anything now, which is, well, it's okay. That's okay, I guess. You can get a gun from just about anywhere. But my buddy Chops was at a different Tent City, and he found an AK, a 74U, inside Tent City itself. So that's where the guns are. Military gear, military installations. I just love it. Now just a couple of things to tie this off, and then you'll know as much as I know about 0.58 patch. Persistence is definitely on. Now how the loot table works, I'm not really sure. Some people say that if you pick something up and then travel a certain distance away from it, you come back and it respawns. Now I believe them when they say it because there's no reason to lie. But also, there will be a timetable in effect of if something's picked up, you then move away from it. After a certain time, it will come back. Now, persistence is definitely on because I left some ammo and stuff on the ground. The server reset came back, it was all still there. All the doors were open, but there was new food and stuff. So that seems to be working relatively well. Now speaking of well, you can still spam them, which is awesome. You don't have to search around for drinks non-stop, but it works and that's fine. Now, also the prisons are pretty much useless and empty. Nothing interesting in them in the prison buildings, or camo building, as some people call them. I don't get it. They look grey to me, but whatever. Now, the barracks aren't really that good for anything, but you'll find military clothes, a touch of ammo, but nothing awesome. And handguards on guns seem to be having a little bit of trouble taking them on and off at the minute. Now, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's still involved that I haven't seen that's new or that has changed. This, of course, is just a first look I had at a 2-hour run that I made. Listen, if there's new stuff in there that I haven't seen, please put it in the comments. Once again, I'm Charlie DayZ. Much love.